Tonight, a nation in crisis. As we go to air, riots right across the United States continue with no end in sight, the situation out of control in several major cities. Police paralysed their stations and patrol cars set alight, with troops from the National Guard deployed as curfews are put in place. Commander and tweeter President Donald Trump backpedaling about his comments of shooting a threat and that when the looting starts, the shooting starts. All of this as condemnation grows for his photo opportunity last Tuesday. Our team has the latest details with exclusive footage taken on the ground in Minneapolis. As America burns, when will the ashes rise? When will the chaos come to an end? This is 6 News. Welcome to a very special edition. Good evening and welcome to this special edition of 6 News. I'm Jack Hahn. It's great to have your company. As we go to air tonight, 2 pandemics are paralysing the United States. COVID-19 and, more importantly, the mass riots following the death of George Floyd, making it more look like the divided states of America. 6 News has team coverage every angle covered for you, as well as exclusive footage obtained by independent media group Unicorn Riot from the ground in Minneapolis. But first, we begin with our very own Darby Travers, standing by in our Melbourne newsroom. Darby, good evening to you. What's the very latest on the situation right now?
Yeah, good evening, Jack. Shocking scenes right across the US, with states now having curfews in place, as well as troops from the National Guard now seen in many cities. Of course, most states only had peaceful protests and marches, but as day turned to night, the riots and looting began. We've seen police cars set alight, shops destroyed, and buildings completely destroyed. And there's also been unconfirmed reports that far-right groups are smashing windows and destroying properties to make the protesters look bad. Now, those are unconfirmed reports. We can't stress that enough, but there have been strong allegations. We've also seen anger growing towards some people who were only on the streets to riot, and plenty of Black Lives Matter protesters have actually distanced themselves from those rioters, saying they don't represent this cause. But here's what one of those protesters in Minneapolis had to say.
I met a guy last night marching with us because it was the thing to be doing. Fuck that. Go the fuck home now, please.
Say that.
Go home now if you're just here because you don't got nothing to do and you want to be out till past curfew. Okay?
So, Jack, the situation still ongoing in the US. Back to you, mate.
All right, reporter Darby Travers leading us off on this busy Friday night. Darby, thank you. We now turn to emerging scenes of protesters and police setting their sights on the media, with some journalists being detained, arrested and bashed, as well as being shot at, with one news organisation in particular being firebombed. Lincoln Holmes with the late-breaking details.
Since covering the death of George Floyd, it's been widely speculated that the media has been under attack by police.
Okay. Do you mind telling me why I'm under arrest, sir? Why am I under arrest, sir?
This CNN correspondent, Omar Jerez, was arrested while reporting live on TV.
It's rubber bullets, it's okay.
Wave 3 News reporter Caitlin Rust also had rubber bullets shot at her.
Why are they doing that?
He's shooting at our crew.
This attack on Channel 7 reporter Amelia Brace and her cameraman Tim has now been seen right around the world, with Prime Minister Scott Morrison asking for an urgent inquiry into the incident.
Oh.
Whoa!
The incident has left the crew battered and bruised. Lincoln Holmes, 6 News.
And before we go tonight, in the midst of the despair and death of George Floyd, disturbing scenes are emerging from Minneapolis. Take a look at this vision of a truck narrowly missing protesters as it plows through the interstate. It is not yet clear why he did that, but it was a peaceful protest, clearly a closed road. The driver has been arrested, and we'll continue to follow the story. And that's the very latest for 6 News on this Friday night. Leo Puglisi will be back on Sunday with the very latest from the US. Of course, you can keep up to date in the meantime on our social media at 6 News AU, Facebook, Twitter and Instagram. I'm Jack Hahn. Thanks so much for your company. On behalf of the entire team, Darby, Lincoln and Leo, Have a wonderful day and good night.